for the next 4 years. And one thing he's talked about, it's interesting, you know, as he has not, you know, had not really anchored a position in college wrestling, and now he has, you know, planted his flag in Ames. But, you know, when he was in high school, he was the hunted. You know, everybody, as you see that, tried that, but again, was able to get out of any danger. But now he can be the hunter. And, you know, that is kind of new to him.
And he faces off against Payton Thomas at 197 for Navy, the freshman from Moore, Oklahoma, who's 2-1 so far this year.
State champion in this Sooner State.
Yep, 32-0 record his senior year. He pinned Ethan Wilson of Drexel in 4 minutes and 37 seconds last weekend at the Navy Tri-Meet, first pin of his career. And then had an 18-6 major decision over Cade Lott of North Carolina. So certainly pretty dominant last weekend. And he's a guy who's being ranked by a few outlets, not Intermat, but certainly right there on the fence. So if he continues to wrestle well, he'll get there.
There's no doubt about it. And again, no one cares what you're ranked in November.
Right.
You know, it's about just building a base and continuing your on-mat, in-meet education. I did want to give a shout-out for both of us to Andy Stubblefield from the communication staff at Iowa State. He wrestled number one, and you can tell in everything that he does, but just a hard worker, and there can't be a better ombudsman for Iowa State wrestling than what Andy is. And we have picked his knowledge.
We certainly have, yep.
Yes, and you would be crazy if you didn't. But we, you know, just part of a great communication staff that's headed up by Matt Schultz. And, you know, every night there's something. And in today's social media world, athletics communications, you know, you're never done. It's like 24 hours a day. And so they aren't doing it for the money. They're doing it for the love of the sports, which with the teams that they are a part of. So just a shout out to them.
Well, the standard was certainly set by a guy by the name of Tom Crochelle back in the day, right on?
Well, you know, Matt's done such a great job, and how about that from Carroll? How about that mat slam for Carroll?
It certainly wasn't done yet. 3-0 lead here in the first period for the transfer from Oklahoma State, redshirt freshman. It's just hard to believe that he is a freshman on this Iowa State team. I mean, you know, just the spot he's in right now, and Iowa State really feels like they got a steal with him transferring from Oklahoma State. He was the number 2 pound-for-pound wrestler in the 2023 recruiting class.
Now think how big that is. And it's huge.
That's huge, yep. It absolutely is. He wrestled at the 2024 Olympic team trials, defeated 3 All-Americans there, including 4-time NCAA All-American Tony Cassiope. Had a big win last Friday as well against Stanford's Nick Stemmet. He had 2 takedowns in the first minute of the match. That was a top 15 win as well for Christian Carroll. So he's moving up the rankings already. Like you said, you know, the November rankings, they don't mean too much, but certainly indicative of that win for him. And, you know, he's really starting to catch the attention of those outside of, you know, Iowa State land, and he will continue to do so the more he wrestles like this. 3-1 here. The lead is for Carroll. Iowa State up 20-9 in the duel. There's an escape for Thomas. Again, 2-1. Excuse me, 2-1 on the year, and there's a takedown for Christian Carroll. My goodness,
just
some emphasis on that one.
Overpowering.
That was impressive. Carroll imposing his will right now. My goodness. Again, it really is kind of just you're going through the ringer if you're an opposing team, going through Evan Bachman, Christian Carroll, and then whether that be Younger Bastida or Daniel Herrera there to finish it out at 285. You know you're just scratching at that point once you come across those three guys.
Well, Thomas, Carroll's opponent, was one of the top 10 rated high school heavyweights in the country, and there you see him get in.
Great adjustment by Christian Carroll there. Gets the takedown, my goodness. Again, crazy to believe that he is a freshman for Iowa State. Again, redshirt freshman, transfer from Oklahoma State, but all the same, you got him for 3 more years after this, 9-4 here after the escape from Payton Thomas.
Well, you can see why he's special. You just saw it.
Under 30 to go in the second period, 197.
Well, and more, if you win a state title in Oklahoma, you're good.
You absolutely are. Again, redshirt freshman from Elkhart, Indiana, 1-0 on the year. He was also the Big 12 Wrestler of the Week that was announced this past Wednesday after his victory over Nick Stemmet. Certainly well-deserved.
Boy, you can see, though, what Thomas brings to the mat. And he's going to go optional start here to give it up so they can be on the feet again. Nice sidestep there by Thomas.
Payton Thomas certainly not giving in here, putting up a fight. Third period, 1:40 to go. As Christian Carroll leads it 10-4 over Payton Thomas, the freshman from Moore, Oklahoma, hailing from Moore High School.
Well, and Thomas is not going to let Carroll loiter here in any way. He's going to stay right on him. But again, did you see that? Nice job by Thomas, too.
About a minute to go here. Carroll does have 49 seconds of ride time, but probably will not end up getting that point here. And the Navy coaching staff hollering for Payton Thomas to really accentuate things here and start getting aggressive as he trails by 6.
It's been Carroll that's making the big shots. There's another one.
Carroll's just so agile. Look at that. Takedown for him. Man, he moves fast on the mat.
Well, that was earned.
20 to go here. You can see Payton Thomas is tired right now as Carroll has taken the reins of this one. He's really had it since that first period.
Yeah, a point to Thomas on the stall call, but and that will end it there. But Carroll was the one who was no doubt the main aggressor throughout the match, but Thomas, you know, kind of gives you a peek at what his agility is and what he could be for Navy in the future.
So a 13-5 major decision for Christian Carroll over Payton Thomas as he improves to 2-0 on the year. And Tom, I think one of the biggest indicators of just continued growth in this Iowa State wrestling program under Kevin Dresser is bringing in guys like that year after year, right? I mean, when Dresser showed up in 2017, you weren't bringing in guys like that out of the portal, right? And to bring in him, to bring in Evan Bachman as well, you know, you lose a guy like David Carr we talked about earlier, but just fill the void with guys like these who can be the future of